Okay, so welcome everybody to Jack and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. I haven't uploaded, at least, I haven't done like a playthrough on this channel in a while. And neither have I on my other channel. I haven't uploaded in a while. It's just been a long break on both sides of YouTube here, but I've always wanted to play this game on the channel. Before, I've only ever had it on PS2, which is the console I originally played it on, which I'm sure most of you have only ever originally played this game on PS2 or what have you, or maybe you've only played the second or the third one or the fourth one, Jack X. But I've never had the ability to actually like record it when I was on PS2, and here we are in the flesh, I guess, playing it on PS4. It's the PS4 edition. I think it's the same as the remastered edition they made for PS3, the whole collection, and they moved it over to PS4. I've only seen this one on PS4, unless I've missed the second and third games in the PS4 store. I can't find them. Maybe they're coming later, but right now I'm pretty sure this is the only one on there, which is fine because this is like my favorite one in the series. It's the first one I've ever played. I played this game probably in like 2004 or 5. I played this game, so it was a huge part of my childhood, and I'm just really happy to share it. We're gonna be doing a 100% playthrough because I know this game like the fucking back of my hand. As you see, this is the last time I played, and I have 100%ed it. We're gonna start. Okay, I don't want to load. Luckily, there's no spoilers if you've never seen this game. We are going to go back. Let's load a new game. Oh, I can't. Okay. Look at me not knowing how to use the menu system. Okay, we're gonna go back. We're gonna start a new game, but I just wanted to show you that I basically I've already completed this game. I probably played this game over like 20-30 times over the course of the past like 10 plus years, and I'm just like, I've always wanted to do a playthrough of this. I wanted to do a playthrough of the second game and the third game, and it's especially cool because my one friend Adam, who may or not be watching this, you'll actually get to see what this game is about, and whether or not you decide you like it or not. I don't know. This game is my shit growing up, and I still love this game to this day, as you can tell. But we're gonna play. We're gonna load a new game. We're not gonna erase our other 100%. We're gonna load a new game, and we're gonna do a 100% playthrough.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy. Oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance. And why would he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of green eco, one of the wisest men on the planet. So it seems the answer begins not with careful research or sensible thinking. Nay, as with many of fate's mysteries, it begins with but a small act of disobedience.
Hey! Jack, old green stuff told us not to come here.
Continue your search for artifacts in Nico. If the locals possess precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
What are we doing here anyway, Jack? This place gives me the creeps. Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly. The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crud? Now, I like precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? Jack, I think we're in trouble! Ow! Man, that stung! I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What? Okay. I'm fine.
What in green tarnation do you two want?
I was...
Don't tell me! Instead of heeding my wisdom, the two of you went mucking around in the only place that I told you not to go. Misty Island.
That's right, and then...
And, Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with dark eco.
Look, old man, are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping, because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement. And besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied Dark Eco long enough to have a chance at returning you to your previous form. Carl Acheron, the Sage. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him in ages. I would teleport you there, but I can't do that either. None of the three sages that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only other way north is by foot through the Fire Canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it, if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment. All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's heat. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira, that might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs should do the trick. And I bet there are even more of them out in the wilds just waiting for some brave adventurer to find.
Well, we've got the brave adventurer at least.
Brave adventurer? You two couldn't find your way out of the village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate and get some practice on Geyser Rock.
We won't find any more of that dark gooey eco stuff, will we? 'Cause I'd hate to fall in again and turn into you.
Get in there before I turn you both into ferns.
Okay, so yeah, it's a pretty long,
This device is a communicator. With it, my father and I can give
Hold
you
up.
advice at any time during your quest.
Yeah. So this is just like the tutorial, but basically, that's just like a really long
These
cutscene,
floating egg-shaped things are
intro
precursor
cutscene.
orbs. Collect enough of
Obviously.
them, and some of the villagers will give you a power cell in exchange.
Yeah, so basically this game is just about like collectibles, but with a pretty good storyline behind it, and they ended up making obviously like a second and third game out of it. And if you never played this game, you'd find the transition of
Precursor artifact
the
you can
storylines
find.
into the other
You
games
need
is
to
very
collect
interesting.
20 of these so I can power the heat shield for your A-grab zoomer.
Okay, so if I get to talk here for a second without being interrupted, there's basically, like I said, this game about collectibles. There's Precursor Orbs, which are those little things we just walked into. They look like eggs. There's 2,000 of those in the game. There's 101 of those, which are power cells. It's basically the main objective collectible to get. And then those things in those boxes over there, there's scout flies. There's 7 in each level. I think it's like 114 total in the game. And every time you get a power cell, you get a good little mini cutscene like this. Says like, hey, you did something important. And they're like different every time too. So, and blah blah blah. The following activators just disable the second screen. Do not remove. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, you found one of my scout flies. I sent 7 of them to each area to look for power cells, but the lurkers must have captured them all.
Yeah, so that's why the scout flies are in boxes, because supposedly the lurkers, which are like the enemy faction, basically just the minions of the antagonists in the game, capture all the scout flies, and once you get all 7, you get a power cell. So as I said, there's more. You collect collectibles to get more collectibles, so on and so forth.
Wow! That last scout fly had a power cell.
Yes, it did.
I bet if you collect all 7 in each area, you can find even more power cells.
Wow. You're goddamn right we will. Alright, so, but basically, just to kind of go through the plot of the game, and there's going to be more talking here in a second from the little talk device. Maybe not. Okay, maybe not. No, I think there is actually what's I call here. Yeah.
That's Blue Eco, which contains the energy of motion. Blue Eco allows you to run fast, break boxes, and even activate some precursor artifacts when you get near them.
Yeah, so
Notice how each
basically
cluster you pick up increases
what happened in that beginning cutscene is our friend Daxter, who is now the Otzel on her shoulder, was obviously never an Otzel before, but now is, because he fell into a pit of dark eco. He was sort of pushed in there by Jack on accident,
This is a precursor
and
door.
Daxter will
It
always
can
remind
only be
him
opened by approaching
how much he
the
doesn't
door
like being an
while
Otzel
channeling Blue
throughout the whole
Eco through
series.
your body.
Specifically how he doesn't have pants. It's like a reoccurring joke throughout the whole game. But basically, our mission is simple.
Blue Eco Vent. More
And there's going to be a lot of
concentrated
dialogue
in
here
the floating
from
clusters.
Kira
This
and
vent will give you a
Samos,
full charge of Blue Eco, letting you use it for the maximum
because this is the
time.
tutorial. So yeah, basically our main goal is to right now try and get Daxter back to where he was, or how he was before he fell into that pit of dark eco. And of course, you know, it can't be that easy. Just go to Samos and tell him to change him back, being that he's a sage. Sage is just somebody that controls a certain type of eco, and there's 4 types of eco in the game that we know about from the start. There's blue, green, red, and yellow, and well, there's 5, and dark eco, each having their own powers.
50 small green ecos, or 1 big green one to increase your health.
Yeah. So as you just said there, green eco is basically your health. Any health pack you get, it's got green eco in it. That's how you get more health, is just by grabbing green eco. Like I said, each eco has its own unique set of properties. And once you get all of the orbs in a certain area, it'll come at the bottom right there, say name of the area, and then however many orbs out of however many orbs. And it's just to let you know that you've got all the orbs in that area. You don't gotta keep looking. You don't have to like count them yourself. It keeps track for you. Like I said, blue eco will turn on. So like green eco gives you health, stuff like that. Blue eco turns on precursor artifacts. It draws, like I said, those orbs near to you. It makes you run faster, jump faster, do all your abilities faster. Red eco makes you do more damage. So enemies that would take 2 hits now take 1, example like that. And then yellow eco allows you to do a ranged attack, which you shoot out of your hand, sort of like a Kamea, whatever you call it, attack. So it looks Dragon Ball Z-ish.
You found all of the power cells on the island. Come back to the warp gate so I can bring you back.
And basically, to check your progress, you just press the start menu, and you'll see, you know, it'll tell you how many power cells are in each area. Boom, boom, boom. Free 7 scout flies, climb up the cliff, open the precursor door, find the cell in the path. 7 scout flies out of 7, 50 out of 50. And we pretty much completed all the tasks.
Hurry up.
And then we go back to the Green Sage's hut for more, I think, cutscene yet. And as you go through each area and complete it, more of the story is uncovered.
That's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
Then no problem. We got the moves, eh, Jack? We'd love to stay and chat, Big Green, but we're, itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine. Adventure away, then. And while you're out adventuring, why don't you make yourself useful? My darn green eco-collectors are clogged up again. Head out to the far side of the beach and clear them out, why don't you? Follow the lamps. They'll take you right there. Now, all of you, get out of here!
One of the best parts in the game right there, when he just tells you to get the fuck out. Always remember that part. And then we can talk to his daughter Kira here, which is basically Jack's love interest throughout the game. Oh, and you may have noticed, Jack does not talk in this game. He's a mute, I guess. He never talks during the entire game. Daxter's kind of like his spokesperson. He speaks throughout the whole game for Jack, pretty much, so.
Hey, baby.
You'll see that here.
What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-Grav Zoomer?
Rule number 1.
She's like, fuck
I
off.
don't date animals.
You don't know what you're missing.
Listen, if you need something to keep you busy, my father always talked about an ancient precursor pipeline hidden deep underground. Some of these pipes end in vents from which eco flows freely, and some have been capped off so that the eco is sealed back. There must be a way to turn the capped vents on. I traced part of the pipeline back to the Forbidden Temple. Maybe you should look there for some type of switch.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so anyways, our main mission is to try and get Daxter back to his normal self. And like I said, all the collectibles in each area. Once you go from area to area, they can allow you to do more progress in other areas, as you'll see pretty much when we get started right away. Certain areas can't be 100%ed until other areas are. And we're just going to go over here and get the scout fly. Because Sandover Village is no exception in finding collectibles.
Hey!
There's our first
It
scout
looks
fly.
like scout flies are always in red boxes.
Yep, they're always in the red boxes. Boom. Boom. There we go. And there's more orbs and stuff like that. And there's villagers inside these huts, which we will talk to. And they can tell us, like, they give us sort of tasks to do. This is the mayor, but there is a scout fly hidden in one of these rooms. It's not this one, it's this one here. Kind of got to pay attention to detail, or else you'll miss stuff like that. But yeah, so each stage of the game has its own set of levels. So here we're in Sandover Village, or the Green Sage's village, or Samos's village. And there's 3 places we can go. We can go to the Forbidden Jungle. We can go to Misty Island, which we went in the opening cutscene, and bad things happened. We get to go back. Or Sentinel Beach, which is off that way. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of areas we can go to. And then once we get 20 power cells, like here said, we can go through the Fire Canyon and make our way on to the next portion of the game, which is the Blue Sages Village. Then we go to the Red Sages Village, if I remember correctly. So we're going from different village to different village to try to find out what the hell is going on. How are we going to get Daxter back to his normal self? You know, how, you know, what happened to the Sages? Why haven't they turned their warp gates on? Something little fishy's going on. As you saw in the beginning there, Gaul and Maya looked like they were up to no good. They're basically the same thing that like Samos is, which is a sage of green eco. They're supposedly the sage of dark eco, and if you know anything about any game, sort of supposedly anything dark or anything related to darkness is supposed to be the antagonist, which is no exception in this game. Gaul and Maya are definitely the enemies in this game. As you can see, they're definitely up to no good, as we saw in that opening cutscene. Now, of course, we don't really know, as like somebody who plays the game for the first time, wouldn't know who those two characters are. And we know that, supposedly, according to Samos, that they are one of the only two people that can actually help us change Daxter back. And as we saw in the opening cutscene, it looks like they're up to no good, so sort of some figuring out to do.
Right. You found all the scout flies in this area.
So yeah, so getting all the scout flies here is pretty easy since the area itself, Sandover Village, is pretty small and it's pretty forgiving. Yeah, that over there is the Oracle. Once you get 240 orbs, which is not that hard to do, there's 2,000 in the game, you go up to it, you give 120 for one power cell, 120 for another power cell, and it's just basically a way to trade in orbs for power cells, just so like the currency of orbs isn't so useless. So this guy basically wants us to get his yak cows back into the pen.
Oh, it's you. Oh, just resting my tired bones. I've been trying to get those ornery yak cows back into the pen all day. Some strange creatures tried to steal them earlier. You think you could help an old man and try to get them back into the corral?
And then you get him back into the corral just by fucking beating the shit out of him. Come on. There's one. This is probably like the easiest mission in the entire game. In fact, most of these missions are. I'm not going to talk to all the villagers. I mean, maybe we will. They basically just each have like small tasks for us to do, which will get us power cells, which, like Kira said, is what we need to advance. Basically, power up that Agrav zoomer she's working on, help get us across the Fire Canyon, which we cannot traverse by foot because of how hot it is. We don't want to set ourselves on fire. That would suck. That's not hot, you know.
You gotta bring in the crops from the jewel basket.
Oh, there's one more. So you just punch them and they just go right in. Pretty easy.
That lazy farmer owes us a power cell. Let's go talk to him.
Ah, well done, my boy. You actually got those flea bags back into the pen. Now I can sleep in peace. Take this power cell for your trouble.
As he just sits there on the pile of hay and goes back to sleep. Yeah, that's all we need from that guy. We got his scout fly that was in his house. We kind of stole it from him, but I doubt he'll need it. And there's also like a nice day-night cycle in this game too, which I'm really a big fan of. So yeah, we'll talk to this guy here, supposedly Jack's uncle.
Well, hello there, my dear boy. You've caught me at a most inopportune moment. I was to set off on my journeys yesterday, but I seem to be a spot short on the old Precursor Orbs. I would have pledged my word that I had 90 of them, but I gather that your young friend, you know, the little annoying, miserably ugly one, might have just pilfered them as a sort of a spot of fun.
He's talking about Daxter.
Anyway, would you be kind
before
enough to
he
load
was
your
changed
hero
into the
down
Otzel. He doesn't
90
realize that he's been
Precursor
changed into an
Orbs
Otzel.
so he can get underway. I would offer you a power cell in return.
Yeah, so basically just wants 90 orbs from us to start his journey, kickstart his journey, wherever that is, wherever he's going. This is the mayor.
Oh, don't tell me that you two have problems as well. The first I hear of monster sightings near the village, and now this. See those gears up there, boys? See them? See how they're not moving? That means our village has no power. The eco beam coming from the jungle temple has been interrupted. And boys, everyone's too frightened to go out and find out what's happened.
Did you pay the bill?
Yeah. Oh,
Hee XD.
you're funny. Now look, if you two fix the eco beam, I'll give you a power cell. Oh, and another thing.
This guy kind of sounds like John Tron. I've never really noticed that, but he kind of does.
Making a contribution to my re-election campaign, I might be willing to part with yet another power cell.
Typical
Minimum
politician.
contribution is
Hee XD.
very modest. 90 Precursor Orbs.
So he wants us to restore the power and give 90 orbs for his re-election campaign, blah, blah, blah. So we talked to Jack's uncle. This guy over here has another dilemma, which of course we can solve.
Hey! Little furry dude! Oh, I thought for a moment you were my muse.
Your what?
Haven't you ever seen a muse before? It's a little glowing squirrel about your size, full of spunk, and crazy as a lark.
Oh, I get it. Like a sidekick.
As a matter of fact, without my muse, I just can't sculpt. But with her around, I see beauty in everything, you know? Right now, I couldn't chisel my way out of a box. I think she ran away to that misty island.
Yeah, how did she get over there?
she's
It's kind of
alright.
interesting.
It's worth a power cell if you bring her back to me.
Wait a minute. We are not going back to Misty Island. Are we?
Lol. Yeah, we all know why he doesn't want to go back. But that's pretty much all the villagers' problems. We got the mayor, we got the uncle, the sculptor, oh, and the bird lady here. I forgot about her. We'll talk to her real quick. These episodes are going to be like half hours plus, so.
Oh my, what a horribly sick little bird.
You don't look so good yourself, lady.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were a spotted orange-bellied rainframe. You know, yesterday I saw some terribly vicious creatures capture a mother flut-flut near the beach. Now there's this poor little orphan egg sitting in a nest at the
Flut-flut.
top of the cliff, and I can't get
Flut-flut
to it.
is one of our best
If you
friends.
could climb up there and push it off, I've piled some hay down at the base to catch it safely.
Seems like a
Do
good idea.
lady a favor, and I'll give you a power cell.
The hay at the bottom of the cliff will definitely stop the egg from breaking, killing what's inside. Lol. So we're gonna go to the Forbidden Jungle first because it'll allow us to more easily access the Sentinel Beach and also give us access to Misty Island because we can't go to Misty Island just yet. Can't swim too far out in this game because of lurker sharks, which are no good. Do not want to deal with lurker sharks. Basically, it just prevents you from going too far out into the water. Something that comes up insta kills you. Basically, like, hey, don't do that. We're not making the switch, Daxter. And just like that, we get all the orbs for Sandover Village. as we make our way into the Forbidden Jungle. Now, said villagers are really scared of going in here and shit like that, but really nothing to be afraid about. We've got one mission here, one mission that we know of, which is to restore power, which is what the mayor has. So as you can see, there's basically all these paths you can follow. What I usually do is, just since this is sort of like a walkthrough, 100% walkthrough, playthrough, whatever, I usually start by going this way. I like to do the main objective like first, I guess. Just get all the orbs that you can see. There's no orbs that are like extremely hidden. There are some power cells that are extremely hidden, which you won't see those till like late game. And let me tell you, at least I think 1 or 2 of the orbs or power cells are like extremely hidden. One of them is like the volcanic crater is probably the most hidden item in the game. Very hard to find if you don't know. If you haven't like played the game before, very hard to find. Let's get these here. So this is blocking the power to the village. Fucking kick that shit, break it. And then all these little glass things we just have to align.
Scattered all over the jungle must redirect the eco beam. Let's go fiddle with them.
Scout fly. Oh, there you go.
Line up the beam by pointing it at the next tower.
So this is basically what we need to do. There's several towers throughout the map that we got to run to and just line them up. And the last one shoots back to the mayor's house and we restore power. Easy as that. Ow! So yeah, you can only take like 4 hits max, I think, at full health, which would be the heart completely filled up and then 50 green eco points on the counter. There's this one right here. The little arrow around the dial will point to where the next tower is coming up, so if you can't find it, just keep looking around, because you'll eventually see the tower in the air. You'll just see it. And it's usually like shining, or like flashing blue, so you'll be able to see it pretty easy. Again, it's not like super hard. Just grab this one here. I was gonna say we'll finish Forbidden Jungle in this episode, but we're not gonna be able to. This one would be like just intro, I guess, and restoring power to Sandover Village. I'll try to keep it organized. So this video will just be like Sandover Village and starting Forbidden Jungle, and then the next episode will be finishing Forbidden Jungle. And then each episode will be based off levels, so it's easier to follow as a walkthrough. I'm gonna get all these orbs here. Pretty elaborate setup here with all this precursor metal. And then if you want to jump really high, you press left bumper and then hold down A, and then you can go up and jump higher. But as you see above us, there's still one orb that we actually can't, or 1 or 2 orbs that we actually can't get just by jumping, which we'll come back to later. Don't worry, there are some items that you can see but cannot get to at certain points in the game. It's not uncommon. So we grab this one here. This is one of the last ones. That's the last one over there that we need to align. We gotta go over to that one. Yeah, you don't want to get distracted by things you see in the distance, because we saw over there some orbs and like a scout fly. You don't want to run to the collectibles. You want to do objective by objective and then explore last, because that's when you'll find some extra stuff you missed. But yeah, you don't have to do Sandover Village, or you don't have to do Forbidden Jungle first. I always just do it first, because like once you complete it all, it makes the next 2 areas in Green Sage's village easier to complete. Because if you do like Sentinel Beach first, you can go through it complete like 90% of it, but you have to come here first, do some missions, and then you can go back to finish the rest of Sentinel Beach. So it just prevents some back and forth traveling. We're not going to go back to Sandover Village just yet. Actually, we'll do that. We'll do that. And how many orbs do we have? We have 144. So what we'll do is we'll just go back and talk to the mayor. And we will get our 2 power cells from him. As you can see, we are missing 1, 2, 3, 4 power cells in this area. Yeah. Because the power cells, believe it or not, for some of these villages that are here. Ran into a wall there. Some of the power cells from the villages that are here, we don't get them here, so they're not counted for this area. So we'll just talk to him. He's happy we restored the power.
Sight. I thank you. And the entire village will thank me. Boys, you have restored power to the village and guaranteed my re-election. And for that, my boy, you've earned a power cell.
Get ready for double power cell obtainment cutscenes.
So, you want to make a contribution? Good. A sizable one, I hope. Yeah. Oh, it is a sizable contribution. I just hope this power cell adequately represents my gratitude.
Filthy politician. Slam dunk. Okay. So the only other 2 power cells for this area are these grayed out ones. Oh no. Oh, this is the uncle one. Okay. So we basically bring him 90 orbs, which we don't have, and then the 2 grayed out ones are the Oracle, who's on the cliffside over there. So in the next episode, we're gonna finish all of Forbidden Jungle, and then we're gonna go over there. We should have enough orbs by then to get the 2 power cells there, and hopefully enough orbs to give to Jack's uncle. And then we'll move on to like Sentinel Beach. Yeah, so that's it for this episode. First episode of the Jax and Daxter Precursor Legacy playthrough, walkthrough, 100%. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I'm very, very excited to be doing a playthrough of this. It's been like a long awaited thing for me to do. And I'm just happy to finally be doing it. So we'll end this one here. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back in the next episode with Forbidden